Holy shit.
Golly gee willikers.
Yeah. You guys can hear me, yeah?
Yes, sir. I can.
Yes.
Holy shite ball skis.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll just kick this one off right off the bat and go ahead and apologize for being fashionably late yet again. That's, you know, that's not going to be a routine. We'll just get that out there. That's not going to be a routine. But we did have some technical difficulties, couldn't really be avoided. So
It wasn't the human element.
it honestly wasn't, dude. We ended up having to switch the whole computer. We had to bring like the 95 freaking PC out here.
Well, you guys look great, all right?
Yeah, you know.
You're looking good, bud. You're looking well lit.
Yeah. Is that France?
Yeah, it was. They actually moved that. That's the Eiffel Tower. I think it wasn't it a peace treaty offer, Andy boy?
They moved it.
Yeah. No. It's just answer my question. The first one is a peace treaty offer, right?
What are you talking about? The Statue of Liberty or the Eiffel Tower?
Eiffel Tower.
I think it was like an art thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Eiffel or his tower.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower?
Only Eiffel Towering Andy boy knows is in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Well, actually, you need another dude in there, Andy boy, to be able to make that happen.
And
that's not happening with your significant other. I know that.
And that's just not my style either.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Now, if it was too
Definitely not.
shit, no.
Now that's a different type of Eiffel Tower for your, I guess, in the middle.
Yeah. I like the oil rig. You ever done that one, dude?
Oil rig.
Yeah. That's if she's on her shoulders and her back and her butt's facing straight up, and then you point your boner down and you just squat into it like an oil rig.
Oh, okay. I've heard that called like a pile driver.
Yeah. I call it the oil rig.
Okay. No, I like the oil rig because
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
not bad.
Yeah, you really got to use your
Oil rig.
core, and that's the most important part. You really got to work.
No.
So does she.
Yeah. It's the real deal, dude.
The Holyfield.
Yeah, it's the real deal. Well, I gotta ask you, P-Bear, since I know, I'm just knowing you, and also your background's kind of a giveaway. You happen to go to Vegas?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We had a good time. I actually just got back at 3:00. We went to like, I don't know how many different restaurants. We went to a nightclub. We saw Steve Aoki, which was sick.
Really?
Yeah. We had like a little table service, which was really cool. It's like you go to those nightclubs and if you don't have a fucking anywhere to sit, it's kind of sucks because like after a while you're like, I want to sit down somewhere. And there's literally nowhere, so you have to stand the entire time. And we had like these little leather couches. Like we had like plenty of room. Like you probably fit 5 or 6 people in there. So like I had my like feet up. We were chilling, dude. It was pretty cool.
You can fit a few Eiffel Towers in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Steve Aoki was pretty sick at one point. I wish I had the video up here. At one point, he put on this like Iron Man mask, and then he had like these Mega Man hands that he put over his hands, and they were shooting like the smoke machines out of it like crazy. And he was like up on stage shooting it into the crowd and shit. It was pretty cool. And then we went and saw a Raider game, dude. Saw my shitty team lose again. So that was fun.
You know what, dude? Yeah, my team lost too.
Dude, we're fucking
Like, we just
terrible,
keep-
bro. We were terrible.
Yeah, we keep losing. I saw your dude was like tearing up in the friggin'.
Yeah, he wants to do good. He tries to do good. He goes out there to get his
You know? 110%. That's all you can do.
I love him as a person. I don't mind people cry, especially professional athletes. They put their heart and soul into that shit. And like it shows that he actually cares. He really does. He's a good guy. It's just
He said that too. That's what like kind of his thing was.
yeah, he does. He's
Sorry, I gotta make a quick shift real quick.
Oh.
You guys keep talking.
Wait, Sammy, quick shit real quick.
Yeah, this is dramatic.
Yeah.
Although it's not very dramatic.
Andy,
Yeah,
you ever go to Vegas? Are you a Vegas guy? Not really, huh?
Not really. Just in passing, I passed through, stayed the night, but
Yeah.
not much of a gambler. I gamble with my life.
See, I'm a thrill seeker, dude. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I would go for the atmosphere if there was a party, if there was something happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not planning much myself.
Dude, there's
You were there. You were there for pleasure.
Yeah, I was there from Friday till Tuesday. Just pleasure. We planned this out a couple months ago. My buddy Mike is a Colts fan, and then we're like, well, Colts are playing Raiders in Vegas. Let's go see the game, and so that's what we did.
Yeah, right on, dude. How's that look? Better?
Yeah, it looks way better.
The doofy here to turf. I told you not to value me while vacuuming my room.
Howdy boy, Vegas. High point, low point.
Let's go.
Okay, high point. I mean, getting to see the Raiders stadium and getting to walk through that bitch, it is cool as fuck, dude. Indoor stadium, my first one I've ever been to. They had jets fly over, right before the game, which was sick. Sean Fogarty played at halftime.
I'm Fogarty?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. He played all the hits, bro. It was good. About 4 or 5 songs. They have a live band in Raider Stadium. So like in between plays and shit, or like in between intermissions, like sometimes they'll have like a real live band playing over the speakers, which is really cool.
Oh, Susan.
Yeah, and then it was Richard Seymour's Hall of Fame tribute night. So everybody got like these little like microfiber towels that were shaped as a jersey and has like Richard Seymour's like number on it, like a little cool thing. So it was one of like a souvenir day, which is really cool. They were obviously supporting a lot of the veterans, being Veterans Day on Friday, so that was cool.
Okay. Is it a veteran style jersey that they gave you of Seymour's?
No, it's just black and silver. It didn't have like what they do, like the camouflage color kind of deals, you know, like green sometimes, but it was just a regular jersey.
Oh, is that what they do for veterans?
Yeah, well, like
every camo themed jerseys, like apparel.
What are you thinking about, Andy boy? I can see it. He's like, oh, that what they do? Thanks for serving our country. Here's a colored jersey. Oh, Andy boy.
It's rough, dude.
That is rough.
Or one
Okay.
that you can like pin if you're missing an arm. You can like pin it back.
That's one of the craziest stories throughout the history of the NFL. Not to get off topic, but is Pat Tillman.
Yeah.
What a gnarly, and if anybody watching hasn't had the chance or the opportunity to look into that or doesn't already know, you know, you should, because that's a crazy story. And that guy was an incredible athlete and was just a top tier
and he left the NFL, right?
Linebacker, and he left the NFL during his prime and went and joined the fight. And and make it back, but RIP to a great man, and you know, a lot of people aren't happy about that. Let's just say that. But other than that, okay, what was your low point?
What was your low point?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see low point. It's got to be one of the food options that I ate, because other than that, there really was no low point. Dude, we drove from Slow. It took us 5.5 hours, 6 hours each way. So like I've had it take longer to go to Hemet before from Slow, so that was great. Let me think. Low point.
What's the name of your review thing again?
Oh, there was no really name. Whatever I told you the other day, I was just made up on the spot. Short King Food Reviews or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, okay, of course.
Yeah.
But of course.
Yeah. So, I guess it was this Mexican spot, bro, because all of my friends, everybody I was talking to was like, yo, Tacos El Gordo is the place to fucking go. And then we went, and it was pretty fucking mediocre. And I was like, God damn, we had to take a taxi over here. I had to take a taxi back, dude. And then luckily the food was pretty cheap. But then we went to this one restaurant. Sorry, this is the second high point. It's called Carbone.
Second high point.
Going back up, dude.
Yeah. It's a roller coaster. Carbone. I was calling it Cabrone or Caboner. But it was probably been one of the nicest restaurants I've ever been to. They had you get like a 18-month-old Parmesan cheese at the table, like right away. You get like 3 different types of breads. The pasta was some of the best pasta I've ever had. True al dente.
Okay, is that hard or soft?
It's a little more firm. It's not slimy, not sticky. It's just supposed to, like, when you bite into it, it's supposed to fold rather than just like mush, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So this is some elegant restaurant,
Yeah.
and they age their Parmesan cheese. But when I leave my Parmesan cheese out for a few weeks, all of a sudden everybody's all
You're a
upset.
hillbilly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a cultured swine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds. I
That's
beg to
homemade blue
differ.
cheese right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beg to differ. I feel
But-
highly cultured and actually upping the levels, upping the ante, if you will.
Yeah.
And I will.
I mean, Vegas is pretty cool, but I'm pretty over it, dude. I was already over it after the second day. But I don't know if Vegas is as cool as Florida, Trav.
Yeah, well, we did put on the football for you because we felt like it pertained to your week, and I thought that was
Thanks,
pretty neat.
dude.
You're welcome. And then Florida was awesome. Fun fact about flying to Florida: it takes about the same amount of time as driving to Vegas. For so, and it's a lot farther.
Yeah.
But driving's usually a little more comfortable because you're kind of going at your own pace. You can pull over if you need to.
Did you guys get your own row?
Yeah. So Luke's still young enough to just sit in our lap. He doesn't have to have a seat.
Yeah.
So Scarlett got window seat.
You don't have to pay for a ticket?
No, not for the baby. They call it
Aw.
like baby on lap or something. I don't know. But ball. Baby on lap.
Baby on balls.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. No, that was Denise's gig. She was able to handle him, thankfully, because he's an excited young fella. He's a little handful. But overall, trip was awesome, man. It was much needed. It was amazing little getaway. We cut down to the beach early on. We got a spot in Longboat Key. We stayed at a little resort called Zoda. Never been there before. Probably will never make it back, and not because it wasn't amazing, because it absolutely was, but it was like, it was a little too high class for me. They're like, Mr. Rose, can we valet your car? And I'm like, no, and they're like, no, that's what we do. We valet cars here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Like,
were expecting you to say yes.
Yeah, like, no, get out of the car. You know? Like,
Your car's getting valeted today, sir.
Yeah, so it has like private beach access.
What?
To a beautiful white sand beach, and then the water's shallow, so you could walk out for a ways before it starts to like. It doesn't have a drop off. It's
That's
not
dope.
Like, yeah, it's beautiful. Water was warm, waves were small, which is amazing for the kid. If you were surfing or something, it's not
Yeah.
the spot to go. But
No.
way to get to the beach is through the pool area, and the way to get to the pool area is by walking through a full dual-sided bar, and everything is like total beach resort. So there's
Yeah.
like cabanas and stuff.
It's all
that you
tiki and
could-
shit?
No, it was like super high, like it was like
Concrete?
super high end. Yeah, like really nice stamped concrete areas and lots of palm trees and stuff. And the
Nice.
pool was huge, and it wasn't like. It was elevated a little bit, but it had like an edgewater almost pool, so there was
Yeah.
no edges of the pool.
You just
It was
walk
really
right
weird.
into it. Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
infinity. I don't know if they're called infinity pools or something.
There you go, infinity edge.
Yeah.
Infinity one?
It was neat.
That's
it was
what that
super
is?
neat.
I think
Yeah,
that's what
and
it
then asked Denise to got engaged. Asked Denise. to
Oh,
marry.
congrats!
Yeah, so
Woo!
she said yeah. So
Yeah.
thankfully, otherwise I would have had to leave her there. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I'm taking these
So,
kids back
this
in
kid
mine.
No, but so that started off the trip just really
Aw.
amazing, and the rest of the trip just followed suit. We were able to take the kids to Gatorland, out fishing a ton of times, rode the wave runners like crazy, took the Ginu out, got to see some gators.
You caught a
not
god
even
darn
actually,
gator,
like-
didn't you?
Dude, yeah, so like the second to last night, Scarlett had been catching all these bluegill, and Denise had been out there fishing with her, catching all these
Just slay
bluegill.
'em.
Yeah, and then my dad helping them out, being the bait master, and so they were just slaying them. And anytime Scarlett gets a fish, she wants to keep it. Obviously, we're not we're not keeping the fish. We're not doing a fish fry.
I let
But
her
a couple
keep it.
small ones, we let her keep and put in a bucket because we figured we'd use them for bait later, the live bait action.
Oh,
So we had a probably like 4 little bluegill that we had saved and put them in the bait tank of my dad's boat that was on the lift, and then so we went out at night knowing it was kind of like our last night to just enjoy and soak it in, and we're sitting on the dock swinging, and we're like, let's throw some bluegill on and try and catch like a catfish or maybe a gar, and so we do, and I chuck a bluegill down the pond, and gators they like to bite bobbers, dude. It's something about the color and it floating in the water.
Uh-huh.
So it's dark out there. We're having a good old time. We got some music playing. And I'm looking, you can kind of see the glare from some of the lights. And I'm like, is that a V wake heading towards my bobber? And I'm like just sitting there silent watching it. And I'm like, no, there's no way. I'm tripping out. You know, it must be the ripples in the water and stuff. And sure as shit I hear like smack. And then my bobber disappears. And at first I'm like, I think I got a fish. So I start reeling and this thing's like, I'm like, this is a big fish, you know? And then all of a sudden it lets go, it pulls. And I'm like, no. And I reel it up and the fish is fine. He's just swimming around. And I'm like, wait a second. I've done this before. I think we might have a little gator. I tell Denise, I'm like, I think we might have a gator. And so I throw it out there again, and then I see something, and I'm like, I seen something swim towards it. And she watches, and she's like, there it is again. It's swimming towards it. I'm like, see? And boom, hits the bobber again. I start reeling. He lets go. And so then I'm like, hey, my dad just went to sleep. I'm like, yo, you gotta text my dad and tell him come on out. We're messing with the gator out here. And so she gets him on the phone, and my dad comes out, and she's fishing with a bluegill too. So what he does, my dad, quick thinker, takes the lead off the bobber, so the bobber's sitting right where the bluegill is. So
oh no! What a fucking
yeah, and so he's like, here, chuck it over here. So Denise throws it over there. Boom, the gator turns, just starts cruising over, snaps it. She sets the hook and just starts fighting this guy.
That's wild.
It was wicked, dude. So we got a good video. She got him all the way up, and then he just broke off.
Yeah.
And swam off, took her bait, you know. And so my dad's like, dude, I'm gonna tie on a topwater jig. So we're still
You're
messing
fucking dad, dude.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So he hands me a topwater jig. He's like, here you go, Travis. And so I run down there on the dock, and I cast out a topwater jig. And that's when he snapped at that thing, and I sunk it in. I was just like, ugh. And I let him kind of fight. And I mean, he probably wasn't tired, honestly, but he was probably just curious, too.
Over it.
Yeah, and so I pulled him up, and that's the video I sent you guys, and we'll have to post that to the Instagram or something later. But he just super relaxed in there. He's probably a 4-foot gator.
4 foot.
Good looking gator, dude.
Shit.
Real good looking gator.
Yeah, from tip to tip.
Yeah.
Good size of a child for sure.
Oh yeah. No big deal, dude. Size of a child for sure.
Kid.
And they're like,
mop up a chihuahua in one fucking bite.
oh yeah, he'll take your hand. He'll take your hand. And my shout out to my dad, but as a kid, my dad was very much the outdoorsman, and so he liked to help animals as well. Like the one time he moved a snapping turtle off the road, which is a terrible idea. And then another time he saw a baby gator, and he decided he was going to pull over and catch it so we could see it, because we learned how to catch gators. Didn't work out so well, dude. The gator was real quick and bit his thumb. Almost bit his thumb clean off, dude. And that was like a little guy, you know? So it's like this thing could do some real damage. But that was a blast. Really put a cool like cherry on top of the trip. And of course, like seeing the kids do so many firsts. Even the plane ride, that's their first time being on a plane, and Scarlett loves planes. Luke's a little young to even care right now, but she got to meet the pilot while we were in the airport waiting for our flight, and he gave her like cards of the plane we were flying on, like collector's cards.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and then gave her like pilot's wings, then invited her in to check out the cockpit after the flight. So we got to take her in and get some pictures. And the pilots had already left by then, so the flight attendants they were like, yeah, no problem. They said you can go in. And so there was literally no, but it was just everything was awesome, man. I couldn't ask for a better vacation. Really neat. I will say that there was some good food out there on the Pat note. I know he's been doing that thing. If you guys ever stop by Florida, if you're in that Longboat Key area, we ended up going to this spot called the Dry Dock, and it was outstanding, man. It really was.
You got some seafood?
Yeah. No. So a dry dock is where like they pull boats out of the water, like sailboats, or to do maintenance on them annually or semi-annual, whatever it needs. And so right next to this, what do you call it? What do they call those things? Marina. Right next to the marina, they have this like 2 or 3 story restaurant that's like in the cut, but the back literally goes right out to water level, and it's just you're eating right there on the water, and it's really neat. And all these big, huge, beautiful boats can pull up, and they pull up to drop off the seafood. So they have like local grouper, local flounder, like local lobster, local crab. Like, it's all, you know, it's really, really, really nice, top tier. And so that was just absolutely fantastic. It was really delicious. So if you're ever in the area, I highly recommend that. So, but yeah, also got a dishonorable failure.
Uh-oh.
Got two, as a matter of fact. One of which, Delta, dude. How dare you, dude? As cool as the pilots and the on-flight staff is, like, anybody that was on the plane, they were awesome. Super, like, generous, helpful. What do you need? We got you. Anything, which is super cool. They didn't have to even do that. Pilots obviously brought the kids in. Super cool. But man, when you go in to check your bags, we're the kind of people that call ahead to make sure what the parameters are for, like, carry-on size. Or, I mean, we have like a large stroller, so we want to make sure what the deal is so we're not running into any issues. So we checked as far as like the model number, because we know it's a bigger stroller, to make sure that it was something, because they say you can take it to the gate and they'll put it on the plane and then they'll bring it back up to you. Super cool, especially if you have two kids. So you put them both in the stroller, do your thing. As soon as we get there, checking in the check bags, they're like, you can't check, you have to check that stroller. And I'm like, no. I called you guys twice this week to double check even like the exact model. They said that's no problem whatsoever. And the ladies just, two ladies working at literally the bottom of the airport, bottom staff, just being raging bitchs, dude.
Bitches.
And they're like, no. I'm like, she's like, oh, you called I don't think you called this airport. I'm like, no, we 100% called the airport we're flying out of. She's like, well, you can't even call LAX. I'm like, you can't talk to anyone at LAX. There's not a phone in LAX. Like,
there's 9 million people, but
so then she's like, oh, well, we'll have to look it up. Is our manager available? And the lady's like, no, she's on lunch. And so she literally gets on her phone and Googles it, and it's like, I guess you can take it. I'm like, bitch, you Googled it? You didn't believe me, but you just Google it. It says I can do it, and now that's good enough for you?
yeah.
Like, okay, and then she's like, but you can't take that carry-on bag. You have to check it. Like, okay, it's $30 to check a bag. It's not that big a deal, but also it's like, I fucking know that I can carry this on, but I'm in a hurry, and I don't want to be dealing with this.
She just has to win something.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. So I checked the bag, you know what I mean? And she was like, you can take it up to the gate, but they won't bring it back up to you afterwards. You have to get a baggage claim, the wagon. I'm like, whatever. I get to the gate, the people are like, yeah, no, we'll bring it right back up to you. Totally cool. So I'm like, sweet, it's getting better. A great flight. Get off the plane. They give me my wagon. It's got like a leather-wrapped handle. The wheels bent, and the handle's completely tore off. Wagon's a $500 wagon, bro. It's like really well kept.
Oh wait, that's when you own it?
Yeah, it's my wagon, 100%.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I bought it for the kids. It's awesome. It's called the Larktail. Check that out.
Oh.
Beautiful wagon. Awesome.
It was.
Well, it still works. Anyway, so I'm like, already. I'm like, I'm not even gonna say anything because I know it's not the lady's fault that's giving me the wagon, and it is what it is. And I'm just like ready to get on with my vacation. Get downstairs to grab my bags in Tampa. All our bags are completely soaked.
What?
The bone.
So.
They made me check my carry-on, so my laptop's in there. A bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be wet is in there. You know what I mean? And it's like, are you kidding me? And mind you, we have to take car seats, which they check for free. So the car seats are just soaked.
Oh Jesus!
So it's like, what the fuck?
Was it raining?
It was raining, but that doesn't matter. What happened is somebody left something open or something, and everybody's baggage,
cargo bay.
everybody's baggage on the whole plane was just soaked, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me, dude?
It rains every year, so you have to figure it out.
Almost every day in Florida. It's like, have you guys never been here before? This is Delta, baby. I've flown to Florida probably 15 times and never, ever had that issue. And every time I land in Tampa, it's raining. So, right off the bat, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to deal with this. It is what it is. Let's get out of here and go have some fun. So we did so.
That's
Had
smart.
a great time. On the way back, Delta was much easier. Did a much better job. Didn't give us any flack whatsoever coming out of Tampa to go to LAX. It was super awesome. So, kind of, a little bit of redemption there. But then when we landed, let me tell you what. Second dishonorable failure.
Uh-oh.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Another, like I said, the kind of person that calls ahead, double checks my reservations, double checks what's needed. These guys, unacceptable.
Not even a single check.
Nothing, dude. There's like everything is incorrect. We get there. Then they don't want to rent us the car. There's like you're gonna have to go to our sister store that's down the street. This whole gig, and I'm like, no, dude.
Your sister.
We're here. I rented it from here. We're taking this car. I got kids and a fiance waiting on me out there. I'm like, we're leaving in this car, and they're like, oh no, you can't talk to us like that. And I'm like, no, yes I can. So they're like non-responsive. So I go downstairs, and there's this gentleman that helped us out. I could tell he wasn't like just like the baggage helper guy. I'm like, this guy's just doing this because he's like. I go down there and he's like, what's going on? Why are you back down here? And I'm like, these guys up here. I asked to talk to the manager up there. They're like, I am the manager. I'm like, okay, I've been in sales. Like, I get this. So I go downstairs. He's like, no, I'm the regional manager. What's going on? I got you. He goes upstairs, tells those dudes, brings me back inside, makes those dudes give me a rental car, free upgrade, discounts it all the way. So he is the champion of valor.
Yeah, big dick.
These guys were literally trying to make us go to a different facility. I don't even understand it, man. They're like, oh, well, that's not, I'm like, it was the whole thing was a nightmare. The whole thing. And luckily, it took like 20 minutes. It got to the point where I was like, listen, motherfuckers. Like, I'm renting a car here one way or another, you know what I mean? I'm not fucking driving. I have no way to take a cab over there. Yeah. I'm like, I'm 2.5 hours from home.
You need to drive to this other spot.
I'm renting a car because I don't have a car. Like, you know what I mean? And so I go downstairs. Like, this guy, super awesome, takes care of me, gives me his card. Totally forgot his name.
Probably Richard.
But champ, dude. So I rented this car for literally like $30 a day or $35 a day. Because the way we originally rented it, we came in on a Saturday morning. By the time we get to town, the prices closed. They close at noon. So we wouldn't have made it. And they're closed on Sunday, so I had to rent it till Monday. And it was going to be a couple $100, which is whatever. I mean, it's part of the deal. But it ended up being like $90 after the fact. And we got like a way nicer car than what we were just renting for the day. So I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Good.
Never use them again. Ever. Other than that, awesome, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're kind of a monopoly. But...
I think we're starting to see a trend in these dishonorable failures. A lot of it is service jobs. I think you had like UPS, right? Or FedEx, we had one.
Yeah. Told them to their face. I said, you know what? This is very 2022 of you guys. There's zero accountability in this world.
Yeah, they're bunch of quiet quitters.
So you guys are just trying to put it off like, oh, this is our policy, this is that, we're sorry. I'm like, I called down here and talked to one of you two the other day.
How old were they?
20. They literally generic salespeople. I worked in sales for quite a while. Mm-hmm. They're car salespeople. They do sales there and stuff too. They dress, they act, they talk. That's the same kind of like thing that shitty car salesmen would do. Well, I am the manager.
Yeah.
So like everybody's a manager in car sales.
Yeah.
They all have a manager name tag if you look at it. Like
I manage stuff.
Yeah, I'm internet sales manager. I'm sales manager. I'm the sales manager. I'm the general manager, the regional manager, fucking the manager's manager. It's a big
box manager.
Yeah. Who doesn't manage around here?
The fucking broom manager.
Yeah.
But overall, 9 out of 10, dude. The whole trip, 9 out of 10. Very few bad times. Mostly good. So.
And it sounds like the bad times were at the very beginning and the very end, so all the good stuff in the middle is great.
Dude, the trip itself is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, got there right after that major hurricane. Left right before another one hit. You know what I mean?
Really timed that one.
Yeah, we got a little bit of the storm. We were down in like Cape Canaveral. We were gonna go to we were thinking about going to the Kennedy Space Center. We really wanted to see the lighthouse at Cape Canaveral, and we headed over there after we left Orlando, which was where Gatorland's at, which is awesome. But just don't eat at the snack bar.
Rocky.
Yeah, there was definitely that guy did that trick where he like holds the gator's head up with no hands and shit, and the gator's mouth's wide open. I'm like, this guy's out of his mind.
Got a 7-inch ash on a cigarette, dude.
Yeah. I sat on the gator's back too. That was pretty cool. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh,
that's the picture I was gonna send. I totally forgot. Yeah, I sat on an 8-foot gator's back. It was
and was its mouth taped?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And pussy. No, I'm just kidding.
It was. Yeah, I covered it up pretty good. You can't see it in the picture. It looks like I'm just holding him.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever. It was.
What about the tail, though? The tail fuck you up, too.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they're relatively docile in that environment. They're just kind of moseying around. They get fed real well.
A little tranquilized.
Probably. I don't know. I would imagine he was not trying to. He's not trying to do anything. He's just chilling. But I can tell you, they do like they call it like the Gator Jumperoo. That's like the first show of the day and the last show of the day, and that's where they have like a large, a gator pit basically, and they do like a little competition with those two guys, and they have wire strung across it, and they'll sling chickens down the wire on like carabiners, and they'll jump out of the water, and they range in size, but most of them are like 12-foot gators. They're huge.
Those
They're
are fucking dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing looking. And
So
then, I
cool.
mean, they got crocs there, and they got a Nile croc, but honestly, the Nile crocs are not very impressive. It's not like like, real Nile crocs get massive. Like, all the documentaries you see, there's like, oh, it's like a 24-foot Nile croc, or a 20... Croc's like 12 feet long, which is obviously enormous, but there was gators there that were bigger than the croc, so it's like, I wanted to see, like, the biggest thing. And they had albino gators.
What?
All white.
That's cool.
It was pretty wicked. I don't know if I'd ever want to see one of those in the wild.
That's a bad juju.
Yeah, that would freak me out, dude.
Whoa.
I'd have to give him the old Crocodile Dundee. Rocky!
Good day, mate.
But yeah, we shot over to Cape Canaveral, and you can't see the lighthouse from it's on the military base over by like SpaceX and all that stuff. So you can't actually see it unless you're on like a boat. So ordeal. Then the hurricane came, so we left. But overall, fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Andy boy? Anything cool in the 2 weeks out?
I kept it close to home. I wasn't hitting any Vegas Strip or wrestling any gators. A little bit of old school, a little bit of new school, a little bit of in between. Old school is that time of year again, picking pomegranates, just squeezed them again, so I get another batch of that jelly.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think it's been a year since we've been doing this, so it's back around to that time again.
Dude, isn't that nuts?
That's wild.
It's real wild. It's real wild that it's about time to get into that jar of jelly.
Yeah. we're getting allotted a jar, right, Andy boy? We're family.
Of course, that.
Okay, dude.
It's tradition, dude.
Yeah, you can't just put something in front of my face one year and then just pull the rug underneath me, the next year. I'm counting on that fucking jar of jelly. Or jam,
And
sorry.
last year we were going to brand wood. This year we're branding our ass cheeks.
Yeah.
The Christmas boys.
Yeah.
And Andy boy's gonna
That down?
butt cheeks.
Put down?
No, definitely not with the
We're in-
balls, Brett.
Yeah. We're gonna need aloe vera and a lot of Neosporin.
That's what they did on Jackass. They got the dick.
Was it a
brand.
dig?
It was a dick and balls brand,
Oh
but
my
the
God.
dick never came out, so it just looks like balls on his ass.
Multiple of them?
Yeah, because they tried to nail him and he kept moving, so it was like.
Oh, wow. Is it still, like, I wonder if it's still there. If it
Oh,
really-
dude, yeah, I mean, it's definitely scarred.
That's terrible, man. That would be so awful to get branded. Woo! No, thank you. Not for
I'm
me.
not doing any Jackass shit for the podcast.
One time, there's a piece of plastic that melted and it landed on my hand. It was hot, like melting plastic, and it was so weird because, like, obviously it instantly started burning, but it melted to my skin. I couldn't get it off, so there was no, like, it was just there. It was just like embedded in my skin. I was like, ah! What the fuck? Happened so quick. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
No.
All right, new school, old school, Andy boy. What school? Whose school?
So yeah, we're old school. We're kicking it with the pomegranate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
New school. I've been gigging now, so it seems like this is going to be a fairly regular thing. I got
Cool.
another a private gig this Friday,
Ooh.
but I'll do a more formal announcement for a public gig in December.
What kind
Very
of
cool.
private gig?
For wine club members at the winery.
Oh.
So they're getting like a dinner thing with a little ambiance music.
Very nice, very nice. So what did they give you like a request of style music, or they were just like do your thing?
Just based on my performance, just do your thing. Yeah.
So are you gonna
Slayer.
play
Slayer, Nookie.
Get off on Nookie. Come on.
So we'll fuck her gently, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Always have to fuck her hard.
And then I guess my in between new school, old school is I'm kind of resurrecting something that I started about a year ago, but I'm getting some help on. A certain published author is going to be helping me work on some D&D writing. So we're going to get the Wizards and Warlocks website up and running. We're going to try and get some regular steady chapters released.
Yeah.
With that, so I'm gonna have a help with another second writer. So we're just gonna try and jam out some chapters and hopefully get it balls deep into some D&D again.
Hell yeah, dude.
We could stream a D&D session. I don't know how weird that would be.
Terrible.
You think?
Yeah. Our organization
Yeah.
and our ability to stay off topic.
I think we'd have to get back into D&D and do a few sessions and get smooth with it again before we tried to stream it.
Yeah.
We've been out of the game.
Yeah, we have. It's sad. It's sad to even think about. I think about it actually quite often. Denise and I will talk about it. We miss the D&D sessions, but it just seems to like every time we try to put it together, it seems to kind of fall apart. Everybody's so busy these days,
I
man.
fall apart.
That's the hardest thing about questing is trying to get enough people together to quest.
Yeah, most Palone, dude. Terrible.
But yeah,
What are you gonna do?
What's up? So yeah, trying to make some moves. Trying to make 2023 an even more productive year. 2022.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
And
Good.
obviously keep this going strong.
Of course.
Slowly stepping up the game further.
Yeah, definitely trying to get some in the field. We talked about it for a good solid year now. It's time to get out there and get some in the field stuff. Been looking into t-shirts, so probably gonna come up with a couple rough t-shirt designs this week. Maybe we could pick and weed out. Maybe pick two, get some t-shirts made, some whites and black t-shirts, and that'd be pretty wicked.
Yeah, we need some merch for our ball stars.
Yeah,
Our
dude.
ball stars.
We need to shoot some merch out to the fan, dude.
Team Fly, what's up?
Yeah.
Who's Captain Adam?
Hey, Adam, right?
Oh, he's maybe unless he changed his name.
Adam with 2 M's, and I don't know, that guy's face on there doesn't look like Adam.
I know.
Oh, he's got a face.
He's got a face?
He's got a little picture. Unless Adam.
I don't see the picture.
He's got no pick on it.
Oh, it's on, you have to look at the actual YouTube chat, not the stream chat.
Yeah, we're not doing
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Well, Patty boy, I know you were in Vegas, and there was probably a lot going on, and it might have been
I
the
caught
night
the
that
fights. Oh no, we watched the fights.
You watched the fights?
Oh yeah, I watched I only watched the main card. I didn't watch the undercards though.
Oh, you didn't watch any of the undercards?
No, I didn't. We didn't have. We had dinner going, and just a bunch of shit going on. We were
So you didn't get to see Dominic Reyes?
I saw the knockout, dude. Straight line's the quickest way, bud.
No, bro. To the canvas.
Well, yeah. Well, I know because Dominic was coming with like those fucking with the whatever he threw wide hook or whatever, and that guy just threw a straight little left, bink, and it was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little binker.
Dominic dove into that dude's fist, like literally just ran straight into that guy's fist. He was like, bam. And Dominic was like, ooh. And then what he hit him with? Maybe an overhand right on the temple. Right
Yeah,
after,
it didn't really land too flush. That fucking
didn't
jab
land
was
flush,
just
but that one
ridiculous.
straight to the lights all the way up. Yeah, that was wicked.
There were a lot of
Oh,
knockouts.
jeez.
There was the most first round knockouts in UFC history that night. There was
Yeah,
like
it was amazing.
9 or 8 or 9 of them out of the 15 fights. Like half of them were first round knockouts. It's crazy.
Dude, at the end of the night, I found myself falling asleep because we had just came back from Florida, and like the intermissions between the fights, it's like they were drawing them out so long because all the fights kept ending in like fucking 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you think about the color of his trousers?
Yeah, I was just like, well, no, like the interviews that they do with the fighters, and then just like the whole playing the music while they show the guy standing there. It's like a rotating screen.
Make sure you get his left side too.
Yeah. But what'd you think of that Michael Chandler Dustin Poirier fight?
Fucking crazy good fight. It was fun. Michael, just like I say, he blows his fucking load too quick. Dude, he comes out so hot. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's been a couple fights now where he had people real hurt, and then couldn't close them out, and ended up losing the fight by submission or by knockout against Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
When he should have had that fight in the bag. In this fight, it looked like he had this fight in the bag. Then he just continued to... Man, he stayed with it. It didn't even look like he gassed, really. He was just... got caught. Started getting caught. You know what I mean? That would take a lot out of you.
Dude, he was doing those crazy Russians. He was blitzing that fool, and then he would throw 8, 9, 10 fucking punch combos. It's crazy. And then it's like, dude, at some point you're going so wild. Like any good fucking striker is gonna like take a step back and counter you, dink, and catch you. And look at his nose, he fucking blew up.
Yeah, blew up his nose, man. He takes a lot of damage. It's gonna start. I think it's really gonna get to that point where he starts getting KO'd real quick. You know what I mean? You know those fighters that are just super durable and they lean on that, and they're just always in brawls towards the end of their career.
I love watching him in the first round though. The way he bounces, the way he like slides, he's so quick and he gets in. Like he knows he's short and he knows he has to get on the inside, and he has like a lot of different cool ways to get inside without getting hit. But then he eventually starts getting hit.
Yeah, he believes in his power too. And he's willing to risk it. He's willing to eat a shot to try and give one, and he's pretty confident in his durability. And obviously, the last couple times it just hasn't worked out for him. Gaethje won the fight against him, right?
Yeah.
So he lost to Oliveira. He lost to Gaethje,
and now he lost Hooker.
Yeah, well, that was his first fight, though.
Yeah.
Since then, he's just been on a freaking.
Oh well, he fucking knocked out Ferguson. That was it. But it's like Tony, who used to do shit.
Yeah, but he almost got beat by Ferguson too, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a good fight up until that point, I think.
Yeah, he just caught him with that front kick. That was wicked. That was wicked. Speaking of Dan Hooker fought too.
Yeah,
that was
he looked good.
Fight. Yeah, the other guy looked like trash.
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy was.
Fucking like Claudio, some bullshit or something. Like that guy was a freaking
Claudio.
Yeah, when he was walking out, I'm like, all right, this guy looks like they were hyping him up, how great of a grappler is and how much better his striking's got. And he's got a really good physique. And then he gets in the ring, and Dan Hooker is just like towering over him. Which Dan Hooker's a tall fighter for his weight class. He's like
a tall hooker.
Tall. He's a tall hooker.
Uh-huh.
But he just dominated the fight.
Bro, who's the guy who knocked out Frankie? That kid was impressive.
Dude, I missed that fight.
That kid is impressive, dude. His striking is something else.
Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah, that guy is no joke, dude. Watch out for that name.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen that fight. I really do. And I still haven't watched the highlights of it just because I didn't even think about it, honestly, until you said that. But I totally missed that fight. I missed that fight. I missed half of the whaling. Or what the... Was it whaling? Is that whatever it is? I missed half of that fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was fantastic or if it was terrible, but I can tell you Carla Esparza, the Cookie Monster, she's not my...
Yeah, she's not the most fun person to watch.
She's, in her personality, she's like Eeyore, dude. Yeah. She's like she's the worst.
Eeyore's
I don't even know. Yeah, Eeyore's pretty cool. I feel bad for Eeyore after saying that. Yeah. Eeyore's kind of cool.
How dare you?
Yeah, dude. Eeyore's alright. Carlos sucks. So we won't even talk about that fight, because fuck that fight. Moving forward, the main event, dude. Israel Adesanya, the one everybody came to see. Alex Pereira, I don't know how to say his last name, but that motherfucker came out. Those dudes put on a little show as well.
Someone finally walked Izzy down, though, dude. Someone who finally brought the fight to Izzy and stood inside the box. Kind of scary, though, because Izzy was catching him.
Dude, Izzy almost knocked
Izzy
him
was
out.
fucking him up for quite a while. Like, I don't know. There's some.
Izzy had, if it wasn't for the end of the round, he was done. He was knocked out.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
And he wobbled back to and then he came back and just TKO'd him, dude. 5th round TKO. Incredible stamina on that guy. It's true, man. Those freaking Muay Thai fighters are the real deal.
TKO, so the other guy just couldn't stand, or what?
Well, he was pretty much, so he was eating a lot of damage. I think he ate like 4 or 5 shots directly right in a row. And he had him slumped over against the cage. So Alex was firing shots on Izzy, and Izzy was trying to bob and weave and was weaving into shots and just eating them. And they got it to the point where his head was down, and he's still trying to like, he was going out, dude. And the ref jumped in. And
he wasn't defending himself. His hands were down. Like, and Izzy tries to say that it was a bad call. Like, shut up, Izzy. Are you so stupid? 3 more seconds, and he would have stood up and he would have left high kicked you right to the dome, and it would have even been a more highlight reel. So you should be happy they fucking stopped that, because he would have been fucking. There's no way he was coming back from that. No way.
No, and he wasn't even looking up. His head was. His eyes were on the ground, and that's what he said. He in his post-fight presser, he said, he was hurt a little bit, but he was still lucid. He's like, my eyes may have rolled back a little bit, but I still knew what was going on.
That's just my eyes, bro.
He's like, it's just my eyes. I don't even need those.
I did respect him though. He did like address the crowd and like bowed to like each one of the sides. Like he still did, even though he lost. He didn't cry. He wasn't like a little bit. He cried a little bit about the decision, but he still maintained pretty respectful. And I actually almost gained a little bit of love for Izzy after that. Not too much, but just a little bit more respect for him.
Yeah, I didn't watch the immediate after the fight, like, decision, after I already knew, because it was towards the end of the fight, but I did watch the post-fight presser after the fact. And it didn't seem like he hounded the decision too much. I think his exact thing was that he looked to his team, and he trusts his team, and they basically said it was a good stoppage.
Yeah.
So he said it is what it is. So,
he said brings Mario Yamasaki back.
Is that what he said? I thought it was Steve Mazzagatti.
Oh no, Mazzagatti. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mazzagatti.
Those dudes are
Which Andy Boy, if you don't know, Mazzagatti's been known to like let fights go way too long and people get fucked up. he's all bring it back.
He's knocked out, still getting hit, like still eat like 4 or 5 more shots. That's the old Yamasaki Mazzagatti specials.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Dude, Yamasaki was the first one to get banned, right?
I don't know, was he?
For sure, dude. He was like he was around for a long time too. I remember he did like I feel like he did the BJ Penn Matt Hughes fights and all that shit, dude.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Good stuff, dude. Well, while we're on the topic of the UFC before we bounce off, or just mixed martial arts, I should say in general, because his last tenure was with Bellator. Gotta do a shout out to a legend, Anthony Rumble Johnson, RIP to that gentleman. One of my all-time favorite fighters. When I first began watching mixed martial arts, he was one of, yes, we used to watch it even when we were in high school and whatnot, but when I was real into it, he was just a welterweight, and he was fighting like Koscheck and all those guys, and his power is just it's one of those things you don't see very often. When he hits people, they go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And at Rumble is what an amazing nickname for somebody like that. It's super cool. He was a lot of fun to watch. So never got to see him fight Yoel. Super bummed. But hopefully, obviously condolences to that gentleman's family. Mm-hmm. And we've heard a lot about like athletes kind of just passing away lately, but it seems like this one may be due to possibly like weight cut history from what I've heard, but I also read that it was like John Hodgkin's disease or something like that, which I'm not real familiar with, so I don't know if they've already figured that out. We got
some type of lymphoma, that'd be cancer.
Yeah, so I don't know what would be the root cause from that. Maybe they'll talk more about it later on, but it's pretty interesting because he was only He was only like 38.
Yeah, young.
Yeah, and he posted a video a couple days before he passed away, and he kept telling everybody how bad he was doing. But like even when he posts his videos, he looks great, man. So it's one of those things where you couldn't tell, and it wasn't something that was broadcasted what was really going on. It was just like, hey man, like pray for me, I'm really sick, like you know. And so obviously he pulled out of his fight against Yoel Romero, and then all of a sudden, according to his coaches, went really rapidly downhill. But it sucks to see anyone pass away, much less somebody who's like always had good charisma, not a dirtbag, you know, a very, you know, straightforward fighter. Definitely battled adversity, had those issues with the eye pokes, and I think he had some eye surgeries early on in his career from it, and just always, man, that guy fought welterweight, fought middleweight, light heavyweight, knocked people out. Like, I think he's got more knockouts than anybody in different weight classes. I think that was one of the stats that I heard.
It's definitely one of the heaviest punches.
Fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, I freaking knock people out in every weight class, dude. Welterweight and heavyweight. Like, no big deal.
That's wild.
So, yeah, bummer deal, man. But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. Rest in peace, good sir.
Rest in peace. Moving forward.
Moving forward, in contrast to that, we do have some good news.
Fuck yeah.
Depending on your position.
I love position.
And that is something that's happened tonight. We've got some breaking news, and I don't have it set up, but as we started the podcast, a certain DJT, number 45, has announced is running for the Prez in 2024.
Mr. Donald J. Trump
Yes,
running
sir.
for president again, dude.
Yeah,
Is
let
he
the
still-
memes begin.
Yeah. Is this shit? Let the shit show commence. It's about to get gritty. Nitty,
Yeah,
I
he
think.
announced tonight. He did a press release.
Really?
He came out and.
I mean, I kind of figured he would.
I mean, I'm no politician. I don't really follow it too much, but just the way like how Biden fumbled a lot of this shit, I feel like there's some Democrats that realize that, like, you know what, probably would rather have Donald Trump back. So I feel like that fool's got a good shot. He's gonna convert some Democrats. I think. I feel like he's gonna convert some.
Yeah, I honestly don't even think it's him. I think people, there's a lot of people that just have so much hatred for him, where they may vote Republican, but there's probably not going to be for Donald Trump. Probably be for, you know, someone
the
else.
establishment is trying really hard to goad Ron DeSantis into running against Donald Trump because they think that will divide the Republicans.
Right.
There's definitely they're trying to set that up as a rivalry, but
Yeah, it seems like. So who all has that been a thing? Has he announced that he's going to run for president? Because it seemed like before he was. He has
tonight. Yes.
No. I'm talking about DeSantis.
Oh no.
Because it seems like
every
he's
time they
content with
ask him,
governor.
he's like, "I'm governor. I'm trying to help out Florida." But everyone's saying he's the shoo-in. He's the natural. He was the leader of this country, really, for during the pandemic and things like that. That's the spiritual leader.
Yeah.
To say.
Maybe.
Yeah, but you shall see. There's
Dude,
a
I'm
lot of time.
Biden all the way, baby.
Yeah, this is a Brandon voter right here.
Fucking let's go, Brandon. Yeah, that shit should be just. Let's just have lots more fun. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, we gotta have a happy attitude. A lot of people were pretty upset with this most recent election.
Yeah.
They thought it was gonna go more in Republicans and the right's favor, but unfortunately, Patty Boy, I think not enough people are getting swayed, or like Travis said, enough people are filled with hate that they're just voting based on sides.
Yeah.
Which is
Scary.
unfortunate.
Yeah. It's easy. I feel like manipulation and the narrative control is obviously it's the key. So if people buy into what's put out there and put in their face, they try to downplay the numbers. They try to downplay the inflation. They try to downplay the negative effects that have kind of happened and the negative outcomes of certain events and you know, things like that. But it's just people buy into it, man.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of people getting real upset and arguing, and they really, really like what Biden's done. And it's like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm maybe.
The answer is it hasn't gotten bad enough.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. It hasn't gotten bad enough for people to really start caring, I guess.
When does it?
Yeah, that's the question. What does it look like?
Well, I tell you what, I think it has a little something to do with feeding the plants Gatorade.
Yeah.
For electrolytes.
That's what they crave.
It
is what plants crave. I think Elon might have a way out of this, you know?
With the robots?
What do you think, Elon? He's our ticket out of here.
Yeah, literally with the SpaceX.
With the SpaceX.
Well, he thinks that robots are going to be the death of the human race, like the demise of it, basically. So, I mean, what better way to speed up that process than release an affordable AI bot available to the public, the general public? Thanks, Elon!
Is that what he's doing now?
Yeah, he's supposed to be releasing some robot that's like you can get for like a couple grand. And it's like a full AI.
It's gonna be like Siri with legs.
I don't even know, dude.
It's like a Roomba with Siri.
A Roomba with Siri? Maybe. Not really sure, Andy boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
They call the Raider Stadium the Roomba, dude, because it looks like a big black Roomba.
They call it the Roomba?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there he is. There's the savior right there.
Looks like a great guy.
He is.
What's that, Jesus?
Beautiful man. No, that's Diablo, bud. There's an upside down cross. Hail Satan.
Baphomet.
Yeah.
Okay. It's over there.
And he's got his phone in his iPhone in his hand. That's hilarious.
I think he's making a commentary on Apple products. Probably.
Yeah, it's just the fucking.
It was a Halloween party.
Yeah, it's just a Halloween costume. No biggie. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm really sick of hearing about him and all this Twitter shit. It's like I'm not even on Twitter, but everybody watches just talking about that shit, so.
What's the deal with the Twitter shit? He bought Twitter, right?
He bought it.
And then what's he done with it?
Sounds like it might go bankrupt. I don't know. It's just this whole thing.
It's like a whole debacle.
Nobody knows if he planned all of this or if this is just him trying to take them down.
It's pretty impressive that they still give him the benefit of the doubt. Like he could buy a company, run it into the ground, and they're like, he probably planned it. They're like, he was probably just fucking throwing away money. Like that's what he's known for.
He's supposed to be like the richest, smartest man in the world. He's like Tony Stark.
Yeah, he is like the real life Tony Stark, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's how Dad did it.
Look,
and it worked out pretty good for him.
let's be honest, bro.
He reminds me of more like Hammer.
Justin Hammer, yeah, totally. He thinks he's so cool.
You still got the P-Berry in your cans?
Yeah.
Okay. He's just checking himself out in the webcam.
How you looking, Pat? How's the tanning going?
Pretty good. I haven't tanned in like 5 days. I haven't lifted in 5 days. I've been eating like shit. So, you know, there's that. But
whoa, dude, you haven't tanned in 5 days?
Well, I've been in Vegas, baby. It's
Did you go for 5 days?
Yeah, I left on Friday.
Drinky poop.
Oh, shit, dude. It's Andy's turn to go make a tasty adult beverage.
I know we got on here a little late. I'm not sure how later I can go than 8:30. I was going to let you guys know that the short king may have found a short queen.
Oh, is that like a consistent thing that you got going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Bring her on the podcast.
I will.
Let's have a question.
Yeah.
Get all the questions for her, dude. I have a panel asking her questions. We'll get all the guys over here, line them up. Make sure she's right for you.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you better than we do, man.
She's really nice. She's a sweetheart. She's very caring. She's a nurse.
Okay.
She's a good person, a good soul. I can just tell. You know me. I'm a good judge of character.
Awesome. So she knows that Tuesday nights for the boys.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. Well, I told her I said 8:30, but I didn't realize we were gonna have technical difficulties, and now because she lives up in Paso, and she's like at her friend's house here in Slow, like waiting for us to get done. So I was like, well, be over here like 8:40.
Yeah, 8:40, 9, something like that. No, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. That's really, really cool. And is she also short?
Yeah, she's shorter than me, which
So she was a short queen. I didn't know if that's just even if let me ask you this: if she was really, really tall, would she still be considered a short queen? Because she's
well, that's the thing is she's just the short queen because I'm the short king. So it's not like she doesn't necessarily have to be short.
It's not really an adjective. It's more like
she's just a queen. Let's just put that. All right.
There you go.
Oh.
But not like the dude from Queen. Totally different. Oh, why am I blanking on his name, Pat? What's his name?
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. Gee whiz, man. And best friends with Tony Buick. Henry Ford. The founding fathers of the core American muscle. But he's from.
Are you there, Pat? You're just not laughing at. Okay.
No, he doesn't laugh at the joke. He didn't think it was funny.
It's not funny, yeah.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the stuff you take, dude. Probably like 98% of the ones you do. You know?
Yeah.
That's the deal. Shaq had a terrible shooting percentage, and he's rich as fuck. So.
Well, yeah, you didn't have to really shoot when you need to rebound.
Dude, have you seen him hold the ball?
Dude, have you seen that picture where he's like holding the ball?
He can make it when he dunks it. He doesn't even need to shoot. He just dunks it.
Hell yeah.
And he had a little baby hook that wasn't bad, if I don't remember.
Yeah.
He had a little step back. He just sucked at free throws specifically.
He was terrible at free throws, and earlier on in his career, he had a little bit of like a jump shot too, like a very minor jump shot.
Dude, he was athletic as fuck coming out of college, dude. He was crazy, and then he just became like slower and slower and slower. It got bigger and bigger.
Became like a big man, like a real true, like the first big man, you know.
Yeah.
And still, there ain't nobody that
can move too. He used to be able to run up down the court.
Remember when he came back that season? He was all buff, dude. Out of like nowhere, he started working out like crazy. And was like,
HGH.
In D terms, he invested in dexterity and he invested in strength.
Yeah, he orked up for sure.
Orked up.
Yeah, like Karl Malone was. Karl Malone came back all cut too. He was jacked. That's a big dude too. He's like 6'8", something like that.
Yeah,
crazy out. Yeah, like even the short players are like extremely tall in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, Allen Iverson's like probably my favorite NBA player of all time, and he was extremely short for the NBA, and he was still like 6 foot.
6 foot, easily, yeah.
Still not considered a short king.
No.
Muggsy Bogues now and Spud Webb. Those are some short kings.
Those are kings.
Yeah,
Isaiah Thomas, king. Yeah.
I think I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So what's the cutoff? 6 foot and under?
Vern Troyer, king.
Vern Troyer, dude.
Yeah, super short king, dude. The ultimate short king.
There's a stand-up comedian that came out recently. Well, he's probably been out for a really long time. Let me rephrase that real quick. There's a stand-up comedian who's short. I'll have to get you his name, but he's been popping up on my feed probably because I liked one of his videos or something. That dude's funny, dude. He's got some good stuff. Yeah, he's very just smooth on the mic. Like it doesn't seem like he's performing. It seems like he's just talking to you guys, like your buds. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude.
Just real good, real fluent. So I'll have to send you some.
Delivery is big.
Guys are both. He's a short king too.
Okay.
A little bit of the size difference there, but. Is it more breaking news?
Breaking news.
Breaking news, I wasn't sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is more breaking news. Aside from late, great Donald J. Trump.
Who else is running?
Got a very special birthday tonight.
Oh.
Ooh. Whose birthday is that?
Who could it possibly be?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The Macho Man, Randy Savage.
The late great Macho Man Randy Savage's birthday. Oh yeah!
It is the night.
Man, when I was at a gas station in Florida, and I'm sure these things are everywhere, but I happened to catch the eye of a Slim Jim, and it was like an Extreme or something, and it had it was a Savage Slim Jim.
Savage, of course.
And it had Macho Man, the classic Macho Man on it, and the Slim Jim was like fucking way too big, bro. Like beyond edible. It's like a straight meat stick. I was like, holy shit.
It's the Savage model. Obviously.
Yeah, it was the Savage model. Show. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's his birthday. I didn't know he shared a birthday with fucking
Jesus. With the 55th episode of the podcast.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Macho Man was the best. Macho Man was definitely the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like an interesting one of the few that never came out of personality. Like just like once he ever came out of.
That was him, I think, dude. On and off, he just played himself.
Oh, he wasn't like that before. He was actually an incredibly gifted athlete, and he played like minor league baseball. He was Randy Pavo. So he was drafted.
He played minor league baseball?
I think he got drafted by.
Bro, what was his walkout song? Do you just come out and just just spinning, fucking fleering his fingers and shit? You know, he just spins with the bat in his hands. Ooh, I'm out to bat. Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So someone's about to get a grand slam. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not going to Denny's.
Home of the grand slam. I see what you did.
Yeah.
Clever girl.
That's my fat kid in me, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you're ever thinking about going to a Denny's and you're in the Inland Empire, stop by the local Denny's in Hemet because they have a bar. A Denny's bar and
what
lounge.
What the fuck is
dude.
up, Denny's?
Yeah, they got a pool table in there and everything. It's great.
Denny's late night.
Yeah, dude.
Come down here for excitement.
After dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Adults only.
Adults. Call now or just show up.
Or don't. We don't care.
Bacon and eggs with each entry.
This baseball, Austin goes, this baseball's going to rise to the top.
Nice. It's a kid.
Classic.
Show.
Classic kidsies, dude. Classic kidsies.
Man, so I guess we can't talk about fighting since Kidsies is here.
No, he doesn't like fighting, according to him, is modern day gladiatorial games. So, not any fighting, though. He's specifically talking about, I think, mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts skis.
And not even mixed martial arts, just like the form of competitive mixed martial arts with 4-ounce gloves. So, but he'll bet on it. Did you win any money on it this weekend, Wesley?
Let's wait for it.
I'm just kidding.
Been in that Denny's many a late night. Yeah, I bet you have, bro.
Late night, dude. One time, Austin was, we were all in high school, actually, because we graduated the same year, but we were in high school and Austin was out to lunch at Chili's, and myself, Matt Nord, I think Brian Nord, Andy Wiedemann, not even sure, Pat might have been there. You might have even been there. We were able, I think Matt created them, but we made some stickers. And it said, like, I love D. I-C-K.
Okay.
And it was like the I Heart. Remember they had like
Yeah,
I Heart
I
this.
Heart.
So we did I Heart
Okay.
big ones, and we went and stuck them all over his. He was driving his mom's van. Remember the blue minivan?
Hell yeah.
And we stuck them on the bumper, thinking it was a great idea, and thinking he'd walk out and see them and be like, not walk out and see them. So we got like a text like later on at night or a phone call or whatever happened back in that day. And he was like, what the hell, man? Like, my mom went out and saw these stickers that you idiots put on the back of the van. He was genuinely upset, understandably so, but I was just, I'll never forget that.
I mean,
man.
how can you not
Good
laugh
times.
at that, dude, you know?
Yeah, we just thought he would see him, dude. Like, and he didn't. And we're like, he didn't
Sounds
see
like
him. We like
his
waited
fault.
around the corner. We're like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
and didn't see him. And we're like, uh-oh. Like,
I don't think I was it for that one.
I don't know what to do. Just let it go, I guess.
Just let it play out.
Yeah.
Just let it play out.
It worked out. We're still friends.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, good times. Well, Pat, we don't want to keep you too late. I don't know what time you got to run and skedaddle. Pat has.
Oh, I heard you guys talking about we got a lady friend in the live now.
That has a thing going down.
Yeah.
So we got a little event planned today.
Okay.
They're playing Late Night Twister, and
Okay, Travis.
we're not invited.
Some Super Smash Bros.
Okay, Andrew.
Whoa! 64 version?
Brawl, I think, would be the game.
Is that GameCube?
Yeah. He's Cuban.
You guys' feed's all fucked. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Well,
You're digital, Bobby Digital. It
well,
said I love porn on my mom's van.
Was that what it was? I love porn.
I love porn. That's what.
That's
that
even
was.
better. I'm glad it
Yeah.
wasn't I love dick, because that's way less.
And Matt Nor did love porn, if I remember
That's not even a
correctly,
lie,
dude.
actually. Austin does love porn.
Let's just blast that guy out.
Yeah. He's a doctor now, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to
For
that
the
guy.
record.
Yeah.
Quite the connoisseur.
Just saving your life nowadays. But back in the day, manufacturing I love porn stickers
Studied anatomy,
on
bro.
his mom's
Studied
laptop.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been short, but it's been sweet. Once again, we apologize for the delayed beginning. We seem to have remedy the technical difficulties that have plagued us over the past two podcasts. And we got to, catch up, do some catching up. Had some good times, some vacations, got some events planned for the musical future. Pat was able to have a good time over in Vegas and also has a bright future, it sounds like, coming along here in a few minutes. So we appreciate you guys stopping by as always. This has been a Six Balls Deep production. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next Tuesday.